Welcome to exploring the life and legacy of King Tutankhamun. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the life of one of the most famous pharaohs in history. King Tutankhamun, also known as King Tut, was an Egyptian pharaoh who ruled from 1332 to 1323 BC. He was the son of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, and he was only 9 years old when he ascended to the throne. Tutankhamun's reign was relatively short, but it was a time of great change in Egypt. He reversed many of the religious reforms of his father, Akhenaten, and he restored the old gods to their rightful place. He also moved the capital city back to Thebes. Tutankhamun's death at the age of 19 is shrouded in mystery. Some believe that he was murdered, while others believe that he died of natural causes. His tomb was discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter, and it was one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century. The tomb was filled with a vast treasure trove of gold, jewelry, and other artifacts, and it helped to shed light on the life and times of King Tutankhamun. The life of King Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun was born in Thebes, Egypt, around 1341 BC. He was the son of Akhenaten, the controversial pharaoh who attempted to introduce a new monotheistic religion to Egypt, and Nefertiti, one of Akhenaten's many wives. Tutankhamun's birth name was Tutankhaten, which means living image of Aten. Aten was the sun god that Akhenaten worshipped. Tutankhamun's father died when he was only 8 years old, and he was succeeded by his half-brother, Smenkhare. However, Smenkhare died a few years later, and Tutankhamun was placed on the throne at the age of 9. Tutankhamun's early reign was dominated by his advisors, A and Horemheb. These men were experienced administrators who helped to steer Egypt through a period of political and religious turmoil. Tutankhamun himself seems to have been a relatively quiet and unassuming ruler. He was not particularly interested in politics or military affairs, and he preferred to spend his time hunting and playing sports. The religious reforms of Tutankhamun. One of the most significant events of Tutankhamun's reign was his reversal of the religious reforms of his father, Akhenaten. Akhenaten had attempted to introduce a new monotheistic religion that worshipped the sun god Aten. However, this religion was unpopular with the Egyptian people, and it was eventually abandoned after Akhenaten's death. Tutankhamun restored the old gods to their rightful place, and he even changed his name from Tutankhaten to Tutankhamun, which means living image of Amun. Amun was the chief god of the Egyptian pantheon, and he was seen as the protector of the pharaoh. The death of King Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun died at the age of 19, and his death is still shrouded in mystery. Some believe that he was murdered, while others believe that he died of natural causes. His tomb was discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter, and it was one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century. The tomb was filled with a vast treasure trove of gold, jewelry, and other artifacts, and it helped to shed light on the life and times of King Tutankhamun. The legacy of King Tutankhamun. King Tutankhamun's reign was relatively short, but it had a lasting impact on Egypt. He reversed the religious reforms of his father, Akhenaten, and he restored the old gods to their rightful place. He also moved the capital city back to Thebes. Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered in 1922, and it was one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century. The tomb was filled with a vast treasure trove of gold, jewelry, and other artifacts, and it helped to shed light on the life and times of King Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun's legacy continues to fascinate people today. He is often referred to as the Boy King, and his story has been told in numerous books, movies, and television shows. He is a symbol of ancient Egypt's golden age, and his tomb is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. The curse of Tutankhamun is a purported curse that was said to befall those who disturbed the tomb of the Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun. The curse was first mentioned in a letter written by a British archaeologist, Arthur Weigel, in 1923. Weigel claimed that he had been warned by a priest that anyone who entered the tomb would be cursed. The curse gained widespread attention in 1929, when Lord Carnarvon, the sponsor of the excavation, died suddenly after being bitten by a mosquito. Carnarvon's death was followed by a number of other deaths and misfortunes, including the deaths of several of the people who had worked on the excavation. The curse was widely reported in the media, and it helped to fuel the public's fascination with Tutankhamun and his tomb. However, there is no evidence to support the existence of the curse. The deaths that occurred after the discovery of the tomb were most likely due to natural causes or coincidence. In recent years, there has been renewed interest in the curse of Tutankhamun. Some people believe that the curse is real, while others believe that it is simply a myth. There is no way to know for sure whether or not the curse exists, but it continues to fascinate people around the world. The truth about the curse of Tutankhamun. The curse of Tutankhamun is one of the most famous curses in history, but it is also one of the most misunderstood. The curse is often said to have caused the deaths of many people who were involved in the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, but there is no evidence to support this claim. In fact, the only person who died in a suspicious way after the discovery of the tomb was Lord Carnarvon. Carnarvon died of blood poisoning after being bitten by a mosquito. Other people who were involved in the excavation died of natural causes or accidents. The curse of Tutankhamun is likely a myth that was created by the media. The media was eager to sensationalize the story of Tutankhamun's tomb, and the curse was a perfect way to do that. The curse helped to create a sense of mystery and intrigue around the tomb, and it made the story even more newsworthy. The curse of Tutankhamun is a fascinating story, but it is important to remember that it is just that, a story. There is no evidence to support the existence of the curse, and it is most likely a myth that was created by the media. Thanks for watching.